Hi you guys, it's Melanie and welcome back to Living Luxuriously for Less. I am so excited to be bringing you guys this video today. If you remember, last week I did a live on YouTube, and if you missed that, I will be doing several lives as time progresses. But one of you guys asked me a question around time management and how I balance my work life and my home life, and I told you guys that that was something that I was working on because I am an entrepreneur. I have Lux Studio, I have Lux Academy, and I also work full-time as a national product manager for a Fortune 100 food company, one of the largest food companies in the world. And then in addition to that, my husband is a pastor and I'm a wife, so I have a lot of responsibilities. And what I have found a lot lately in my life is that the work-home balance was not there. So, well, I recently partnered up with Home Chef to try out their meals, and they deliver the meals to your door. I sent the link to my husband and I allowed him to go online and look at all of the different meals they were offering for that particular week, and he was able to pick out his meals. I didn't have to worry about going to the grocery store and fighting the crowds and standing in line. I scheduled the date for the delivery, and when I got home I actually scheduled it for a Friday because I work Monday through Thursday and I'm normally home Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And so I scheduled the delivery for a Friday. When I got home, it was waiting for us on the front porch. I was so excited because I am a food scientist, and I, was really concerned about the food being properly maintained as far as the temperature. And when I opened it up, everything was packaged to perfection, and I was able to try out the meals that I'm going to share with you guys today. We did breakfast, we did lunch, and we did dinner. My husband absolutely loves it, and I love it because it is definitely a solution for the work-home balance. Like, that's one step for me, and I love it because it's a great solution and it's very, very budget friendly. You guys know that I am living Lux for Less, and the meals, when I broke it down by the cost, they were extremely affordable. And I will give you guys an offer a little bit later on in this video because I think I got like 4 different meals and it was like $80, and that is amazing. Like, I spend a lot more when I go to the grocery store picking up things that I don't necessarily need. And then my husband was kind of getting he was growing tired of me trying the same things over and over again. It is so convenient, and most of all, it is so affordable, and it's released so much stress off of my life. So I'm going to take you through a day in the life with us, with me cooking, and I am so ecstatic about this solution. So I hope you guys enjoy this video, and stay tuned because I am going to share with you guys a special code, which is a $30 off, and it's like getting 2 to 3 meals for free. I mean, you cannot beat this, I promise you guys. So for breakfast, we had the strawberry Nutella smoothie, and it included Greek yogurt, strawberries, Nutella, and vanilla almond milk. All we had to do was add 2 cups of ice. It was so absolutely delicious. You'll also see me adding a protein powder here to stick with my husband diet regimen. It was so delicious, you guys. It only took us about 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes to make it, and most of that was me just going back and forth with him about adding the protein powder to it. But it was so good and so super simple to make, and it was so delicious and filling. for lunch, we had the turkey and avocado tostadas. They were so delicious. They were made with pickled shallot, sour cream, and chiossi, which is like a squash. I had never personally had it before, but it was so amazing. Everything was included in the box, as I had stated before. It was very simple to make. It took about 30 minutes. I think I probably could have gotten it done a little bit quicker if I didn't, have to deal with like filming and making sure that I had the right angle, etc. I am using olive oil to ground our ground turkey. This dish was so delicious and so filling. Even though I ordered like a serving for two, it was definitely enough to feed a third person because I was only able to eat like a half of one and then I ate another half later. Another thing that I liked is that it included like all of the nutritional contents and values per serving. So I did love that. It included the amount of fat and whether or not it was processed in a facility with peanuts, etc. So those were all great things to know. But this dish turned out so amazing. It looked great. It looked like a home chef prepared it, and it tastes just as good. Everything was working out so beautifully with these meals that I decided that for dinner I would step it up and do a surprise romantic dinner. So I set the table, I added some candlelight, some fresh florals, and I prepared to make the dinner. Everything turned out so amazing. For dinner, we had the hot honey salmon with zucchini and tomatoes. It was so good, you guys. And I just could not believe myself that I had actually prepared this. Like, I could not believe that I had prepared such a beautiful and delicious dish. This gave me so much confidence. It was so much fun. It returned my joy for cooking, and we thoroughly enjoyed ourselves and we enjoyed our romantic dinner. Once I got the table set, the first thing that I did was I took the opportunity to sit down and to read the recipe, and I definitely recommend this for each of you. So another thing that I loved was the fact that everything came packaged together and labeled, and all I had to do was I washed off the fruits and veggies again, but just being able to just store them and easily assess them was such a huge help. And then once I did that, I began to prepare them and cut them according to the recipe and cook the meal. I mean, it turned out absolutely amazing. Now, one of the things that I did get to do was I used my favorite recipe book, and this was gifted to me by some of my coworkers, and it's just I really cherish those memories. And so I was able to include this because it already had the holes punched out, and I just absolutely love that as well. And so now that all of my veggies were properly washed and cut, we are now ready to prepare the salmon. I did use another cutting board because I did want to prevent cross-contamination. And so the items that I use for my veggies, I don't use for my meat, but I was so excited because I had never cooked salmon at home before. And so I was super excited to prepare this recipe. You guys, it is so amazing. Oh my goodness. Like delicious. And so I'm going to just share with you guys a fast forwarded version of me actually cooking and preparing, and I will show you the finished meal. Now that the salmon is in the oven, I'm going to make the hot honey butter. And you guys, this is so delicious. Oh my goodness. I'm probably going to be adding it on all of my fish and chicken and everything that I possibly can from now on. It was so amazing. Now the salmon is done, and I am going to double check to make sure that the internal temperature reached the minimum of 145 degrees, and it did. It looks so good, and I cannot wait to dive into it. Next up, I cooked all of the veggies using olive oil, and I seasoned them with salt and the seasoning rub that was included in the packet. And after the veggies was cooked, the only other thing that I had to do was to plate it, and that's where the magic happened. You guys enjoyed this video and enjoyed me cooking. The meals were absolutely delicious, and I promise you guys, you will not be disappointed with this with Home Chef. I did want to let you guys know that there is absolutely no risk. That's another thing that I loved about them. There was no commitment, and before I commit to something new, I always want to make sure that there's nothing that I'm going to lose. And with this, you know, there's nothing to lose, no commitment. There is a Home Chef offer. You get $30 off, which you can get 2 to 3 meals or one meal with 2 to 3 servings, depending on what you pick. And then I also have a special code, which is Melanie30. I will put that down below as well. And you can get these absolutely free, you guys. You know, I'm all about living luxuriously for less and getting the best value for your buck. And I am so enthralled with this. I am so enthralled with this solution. Thank you so much, Home Chef, for sponsoring this video, and most of all, thank you for giving me this solution to bringing more balance to my home and my work. Thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you for all of your continuous support. Until next time, it's Melanie with Living Luxuriously for Less. Cheers!